How much do travel advisors really make? Hi, my name is Lindsay Dollinger. I'm the agency owner of At Last I See the World Travel, and today we are going to dive in to the question everyone wants to ask, and maybe they're afraid of it, or maybe they've been gatekept with the answer. How much do travel agents or advisors actually make? Can you make six figures? Can you make seven? Can you actually replace a full-time income? Or are those people on Instagram actually making it up? Today, I'm going to answer that question for you as honestly as I possibly can because I obviously cannot share some things due to contracts that I have on YouTube. But if you're considering becoming a travel advisor, you deserve realistic expectations, not just hype. So grab your coffee, let's talk some numbers. The first one is the unsatisfying answer. And that answer is it depends. I know, no one likes that answer. But hear me out. Asking how much a travel advisor makes is kind of like asking how much does a realtor make or how much does a doctor make? How much can a photographer make? Some make, well, not for doctors, but some make a few thousand a year. Some make 50,000. Some make well over six figures, and some make multiple figures or even into seven. It depends on how you build your business. It depends on what suppliers you're using. So if you're booking, for example, like Virgin Voyages, who pays 16% commission for my agency, versus if you're booking a lot of like one-off Disney tickets, that might be 8% commission. Well, you got to sell a lot more Disney than not Disney packages, but Disney tickets, a lot more Disney to get to the same amount as selling a Virgin Voyages cruise, just as an example. So it really depends on how you build your business. So instead of giving you one magic number, I want to explain what actually affects your income. So the first thing is that this business, for the most part, is commission based. Most travel advisors earn money through commissions paid by travel suppliers. That could be your cruise lines, resorts, hotels, tour companies, river cruise companies, tour operators, much more. Typically, you don't charge your clients for the vacation itself. Instead, after your clients travel, the supplier pays the commission. So, like, you take the money from your clients and you pay that directly to the supplier. So, the charge comes through their credit card and it'll say Virgin Voyages. It doesn't say Lindsay Dollinger or At Last I See the World Travel, right? And then Virgin Voyages is going to turn around then and pay me the commission after the clients travel, usually 60 days. I guess I should say, industry average across the board is 60 days. It depends on your agency for what is written into the contract when you get paid, but like my agency is 60 days post travel. This means that this business rewards consistency and long-term thinking, and it's also going to take a little bit of planning on your part. So if I'm booking 30 cruise cabins in summer and then I don't have anything else sailing until December, there's going to be a little chunk in there where I don't have pay coming in unless I am filling in that gap with some other sort of trip type. The seeds that you're planting today is what's going to pay you down the road, months later. Okay, so this business is very long term. This isn't something where you're going to start making money instantly unless you have bookings traveling literally instantly. The number two consideration is that your income should most likely grow exponentially over time. One of the biggest misconceptions when people start booking travel is they immediately think they're going to make thousands of dollars, like I just mentioned. And that's not usually going to be how it works. In the beginning, you're going to be building the foundation of your business. You're going to be doing the learning. You're going to be building extra relationships, even more relationships than you already have. You're going to be learning all about marketing, and then you're going to actually be applying that and marketing yourself. You're going to be getting referrals from people. You're going to be creating your systems. Like, this is the big foundation of your house that you really need to get down solid so that when those trips and those clients do come and their friends book with you and the families recommend you, you have this all in place so that you can go upward with your business. It's not like crumbling because it's not it's not set up right? People are going to remember you when they're ready to travel again. That's how it is. So, especially for referral based or repeat clients, they got to travel once and then you get paid for it before they're going to travel again, right? So, like, that's what I'm saying, where this is a very long-term sort of commitment to your income is putting in the effort to get the people in, like, your pipeline, we call it, or like your leads, your funnel, so that we have them in there so that you can get that income from them. This is why so many experienced travel advisors have repeat clients making up a large portion of their business as well. Okay, the number three thing is that full-time effort usually equals full-time income. You might have heard people say before, if you treat your business like a hobby, you're going to get hobby income or no income even. But treat your business like a business and it will pay you like a business. Basically the same thing here. Can you make six figures? Absolutely. I know so many people who actually do that in this industry. People do it every year. But those advisors are treating this like a business. They're constantly marketing, they're following up, they're building relationships, they're doing that learning that I mentioned, they're making sure their systems are rock solid and they're constantly tweaking them and adding to them. They're serving their clients really, really, really well because success doesn't happen by accident, especially not in a business like this where it's a true business. It's not accidental, right? It comes from good mentorship, filling it in, telling you all these, all the things that you get to do to improve yourself. And then it's actually applying those things to your business. And another thing I want to mention, part-time income is still amazing. I don't think this gets talked about enough. Not everyone wants to replace their career. Some people simply want extra income. Maybe you want to pay for your family's vacations and cover your friends' or your kids' activities. Maybe you want to pay off debt. Maybe you want to fund your retirement because you waited and now you're 40 years old and you're like, crap, I should have paid way more into that than I did. Maybe you want to build savings because you don't have at least, 6 months to a year of liquid savings. You just want some financial freedom. There's absolutely nothing wrong with building a profitable part-time business. In fact, that's exactly how a lot of successful travel advisors start, myself included. People are always surprised when I tell them that I am still a high school Spanish teacher. I'm still in the classroom. During the school year, I'm at school from about 7 a.m. to a little bit before 3 p.m. My travel business happens in the evenings, weekends, occasionally over a lunch break. I didn't quit my job to become a travel advisor. I built a travel business alongside of it. That gave me time to learn, time to grow, time to build confidence, and time to not have pressure of like, I have to be booking, I have to do, like that kind of pressure where you have to have that income because you quit the other thing that was giving you the income. Like, I don't know. I just didn't want that to be my story. Could that be yours? Absolutely. Do I have something to fall back on? And the, off chance, not when that does not happen, but the off chance something happens to my job, yes, I do. And I think it's really good to have backup plans. So what could someone actually make? Let's just keep this realistic. Someone treating this like a hobby might make enough to cover a vacation every year. Someone working consistently part-time could create a really meaningful second income over time. I know I've paid off my car with my income. Travel a lot more than I would be able to do with just my teacher's salary. I add money to my retirement that I would not be able to do without this job, right? So you kind of have to think about what your priorities are. Financially, why do you want to do this? What is in this for you? And what could this possibly mean for you? What would it mean for you to not have to worry about some of those things that I just mentioned? Heck, your mortgage. I don't know. Someone treating this like a true business can absolutely replace a full-time salary. And yes, lots of travel advisors build 6 and 7 figure businesses. But here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Like, I have been in this industry for 7 years. So if you're coming out of the gate and you're expecting to get the exact same kind of bookings and to have the exact same time management that I do and all of those things, it's not fair to you to have those expectations on yourself because you're going to get really discouraged. Can you work up to those things? Yes. Can you take what you learn from me and tweak it and make it your own so that it works for you? Also, yes. Every successful advisor started exactly where you are right now, with 0 clients, 0 bookings, 0 commission. People spend so much time worrying about, well, what if I don't make enough and blah, blah, blah. Instead of asking, what skills do I actually need to be successful in this? Because those are 2 completely different questions, 2 completely different energies. If you focus on learning and serving people well, showing up consistently, building relationships, your income is going to reflect that. Your income is going to be a result of that. It's not a starting point. Can I tell you what I actually think creates successful travel advisors? It's not luck or something going viral or having thousands of followers or knowing every destination. It's consistency. I talk about this a lot on my podcast. If you're a podcast listener, welcome. The advisors who continue learning, who they show up, they're not an invisible agent, as we like to say. They continue helping people, they continue improving, they continue serving their clients. Those are usually the ones whose businesses continue growing year after year. This is not a get rich quick business. And honestly, I'm thankful for that because businesses that are built slowly, they tend to last. You've built trust over time, you earn referrals, you develop loyal clients, and you become someone's go-to travel advisor. That's how sustainable businesses are built. So, how much do travel advisors really make? The better question is, how much do you want to make? How much do you want to build? Because this career can become exactly what you want it to become. Maybe it's extra vacation money, maybe it's a part-time business, maybe it's a full-time career, maybe it's an agency of your own someday like I have. This isn't one right answer because there are lots of possibilities. And that's one of the things I love most about this business and this industry. So if you've been thinking about becoming a travel advisor and you're looking for honest information, not the flashy promises, I'd love to help. I've linked free resources below where you can learn more about the industry, join my email list, and get on the wait list for my next agency opening. Because inside my agency, we focus on building real businesses with realistic expectations. I teach you marketing and systems, client experience, supplier relationships, and everything you need to create a business that fits your life, not someone else's definition of success. So if you found this video helpful, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. If money wasn't the biggest obstacle, would you become a travel advisor? Why or why not? I can't wait to read the comments and hopefully talk to you so soon. Bye.